Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are looking at Quantum Corporation. They specialize in quantum computing as well as computer storage devices. So we are going to be doing a full analysis of the company, focusing primarily on their financials. If you're interested, make sure to like, send a comment in, and subscribe to the channel. It would be a great help to me and greatly appreciated as well. So anyway, let's get into Quantum Corporation. So getting right into it today, market cap for this company is at 87 million. So this is a fairly small company, especially on the public side of things. And some things we're looking at, target price is currently at $19 a share with no listed long-term growth rate, which is fine. We're sitting at $15 a share currently. One thing to note is that this company used to have a massively larger stock price. They did see a very large run up to around $90 a share just about actually a couple months ago, which is kind of crazy to think about at 15 now. Before that, they were actually all the way down to $3 a share and possibly even lower than that. But this company's stock price has been in a humongous decline over a decade now. They used to actually all the way, not including or including the reverse splits, they were all the way up to $6,700 a share. So at one point, this company was a multi-billion, probably 20, 30, 40 billion dollar company. And they have just seen an enormous fall off over the past couple years. Now, saying that, I believe what is going on there is they are doing a hard pivot, which I mean, based on how they're looking, has it been very successful? Not really, but they are doing a hard pivot from computer storage devices to now quantum computing, which is still a very new technology that doesn't have a ton of profitability at the moment. So that is something to consider. But anyway, looking at the growth summary, we're seeing mostly negatives here. So there's not really too much to go over. They're expecting declines basically across the board, other than some positives we're seeing long term. Um, but yeah, overall looking negative. So moving on to their most recent earnings report, which hopefully we'll have a couple different things to look at here. So fiscal third quarter 2025 financial results, and seeing they're in third quarter 2025 is kind of crazy. Their fiscal years are unique, to say the least. But anyway, Quantum Corporation, a leader in solutions for AI and unstructured data. Hopefully we can see some pretty good numbers here. So revenue increased to 17 million, subscription average, probably average revenue, something possibly recurring revenue, was up 29% year over year. Gross profit increased to 43%, which isn't too bad. Net loss was still very high, which kind of rough. Other than that, GAAP loss was at 4 million. EBITDA was 4.7 million. So they do have a positive EBITDA, which is kind of interesting considering the net loss was so high. We'll get into that later though. So a couple comments from management. Third quarter revenue increased sequentially and was above the midpoint of guidance. Booking momentum is increasing. Customer wins were increasing, converting that into realized sales. Keep reading through here. I don't want to read through everything, but I also want to know, like, what are they doing and why has the stock price dropped essentially 99% over the past decade and a half? That's crazy. Um, in summary, represented tangible evidence of improved financial performance from our ongoing transformation and operational efficiency initiatives. Although there is still additional work to be done in order to deliver improving results, we believe we're on the right path towards achieving this goal as we take additional steps to drive higher quality revenue and reduce the company's debt. We believe we're well positioned to deliver profitability and cash flow in the coming years. So, based on what I'm seeing, some other things, new products are gaining traction as well, which is also very good. But basically, what I'm seeing is that they are in a pivoting position right now where I guess they used to primarily do computer storage manufacturing. Now they are focusing more on the AI and quantum computing side, which I believe is why they are called Quantum Corporation. Um, will we see a lot of growth from that? I'm going to say short term, no, only because I've done a lot of companies in this industry, where we're looking over them and there is just massive losses, not a ton of results happening. just doesn't seem like the best industry to be in unless you are a massive company such as Google, which I believe is getting into quantum computing. But for a lot of these smaller companies, it just seems like it is a losing battle against the giants. Hopefully, though, they can kind of pull out of that. So seeing that there is a lot of improvements from this company quarter over quarter and for the past year is very promising. But overall, we really just need to see some like really strong, substantial growth. Let's see something else. Purchase agreement, exploring several strategic and financial initiatives to pay down and eliminate its debt, which would also help to lower the cost structure, including interest expenses. So, registering 2.3 million shares for reselling of shares to be issued and sold to a fund managed by York Life Advisors Global. Um, let's see here. Purchase agreement provides Quantum with flexibility to support operations and accelerate growth initiatives. So let's see here about going into the financials and getting some hard numbers. So, first of all, they are on their fiscal year 2025, which is kind of crazy considering we are in the first quarter of 2025, but whatever. So, unfortunately, on FactSet, it seems like we don't have super updated data. We do have the full year 2024, but if we look here, it says fiscal third quarter 2025. I I don't know, but either way, 2024 we saw a decline in total sales. Cost of goods sold did decline right alongside of it. EBIT decreased by 10 million. Net income decreased by 20 million plus. Total shares jumped up about. I'm assuming this is in millions, possibly in millions. Yes. Okay. So total shares jumped up by about 200,000. Actually, 2 years ago, they jumped up by 1.5 million as well. So we're seeing a lot of shares increases. Numbers are declining. Obviously, the 2025 data that we just saw is looking promising, but overall, I'm just long term stuff. It does not look great. They do not have a lot of cash, only 25 million, and we could see their total debt is at 120 million, with almost all of that being short term, which puts them in a pretty rough position overall. Also, they only have 187 million in total assets, which if we see, let's see how far we can go back here. They used to have well over a billion in assets. To be fair, though, that was 25 years ago. Um, let's look now that I'm kind of getting interested. Let's look at the long term decline of this company. So in the year 2000, they had $4.7 billion in sales. After that, steady decline, couple hundred million, under half a billion, and now we're sitting at 285 million. The fact that this company is still in business is shocking to me. Their sales are 3, 4 times their market cap, which is kind of insane to think about, but they're just losing tens of millions every single year. Let's actually look. Were they profitable in the past? So they have had a couple years of profit in the past. Funnily enough, right after the Great Recession, they were profitable, which is kind of surprising. Late 20 teens, they saw a couple profitable years, but overall, it just seems like they are on a massive downward spiral. And honestly, if you go 25 years with massive declines in sales and not a lot of development, personally, I would say that is not the greatest company to be getting into. So that's my take on this. This company was pretty big back in the day. Obviously, quantum computing, if they can monetize it and be innovative in that space, then by all means, this company is going to be great. But I mean, just doesn't look good. They just had a 1-for-20 stock split. So it looks really bad. 2 consecutive years of decreasing their total workforce fairly considerably. It just doesn't look good. That's all I can really say. It looks really bad. Um, we could look at the ratios as well. That all we're going to see is pretty significant declines on the ratios, though. Gross margin did go up year over year. That is something. SG&A to sales jumped up. Operating margin declined. Net margin declined 3 times over. Um, other than that, debt to equity won't even show up because they have negative equity. So, saying that, that is all I have for Quantum Corporation today. My very non-professional and unlicensed financial advisor opinion on this is stay away. That's all I got for today. Do your own research. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see everybody in the next video.